I'm sure the women out there who had scares, you know, you start Googling all crazy because you're like, is this even possible? You know what it is, everybody. I am back once again with another video. Today, I am following up my last video, my 2021 recap since I moved to Houston. But this is gonna be all about my pregnancy. So from how I found out, what I've been going through. But first, I wanted to talk to you guys about a new shipment I got from Dossier. For those of you who don't know, Dossier is a perfume company and they have perfumes that are inspired by designer scents. I have 2 new scents that they sent me. Here's the box. Now, the 2 biggest things I love about Dossier is that if you love designer scents, but you can't really afford the cost of designer scents, this is a great substitute. They are way cheaper. So this is really convenient because you can order it right online, get it sent to your house. You can buy all the scents you want, try them out, and if you don't like them, you have 30 whole days to return them and it costs you nothing. So the first scent that I'm trying is Floral Honeysuckle. This is inspired by Gucci Bloom Eau de Parfum, and it's 15% concentration. All of this information is right on the little insert that came in the box. Now, these used to come with little samples, so you can just try the sample and decide whether you like it or not. But to save on plastic, they decided to do away with the samples. So now you just get the full-size product, which you got this anyway, but you get the full-size product, you can just smell it from there, and if you don't like it, send it back. So let's see how this Floral Honeysuckle is smelling. I like this one. It smells really good. I can't stop smelling it. Okay, I definitely like the Floral Honeysuckle. It's probably not an everyday scent for me. I think I might wear this this is one of those scents where I feel like I would wear it to a very particular event. Like I would wear it like to meet the parents or something like that. I feel like it's a very innocent, sweet smell. I like it for that. And my second scent that I selected was Fruity Honey. This is inspired by Jo Malone's Nectarine Blossom and Honey Cologne. It has a concentration of 18%. They have very basic designs, which I love because, you know, you can sit on your counter and I feel like this would just look really cute. Just, you know, sitting out somewhere on your dresser, on your countertop. Oh, that smells good. That smells good. Okay, I really like this one. Fruity Honey is like the perfect description for this. It smells fruity, but not like in a candy kind of way. You know how some scents just smell too fruity. This gives more of a lighter fruity smell, something a little more natural, but then it has like that sweet honey smell to it. I really like this. This is something I can see myself wearing day to day. So yeah, those are the 2 scents that I got this time around. If you're interested in checking out Dossier, of course, the link is in my description box. And I'm gonna make sure you guys get a little percentage also. Make sure you check that down below. And let's get back to the video. So yeah, let's just jump right into it because I had to take notes and everything because it's a lot. All right, so as I announced in my previous video, I am pregnant. I'm currently 22 weeks. I'm headed towards the end of my 2nd trimester, y'all. It's getting real over here. I'm really about to be somebody's mama. I guess I'll start with how I found out I was pregnant. So I'm pretty in tune with my body. My period is pretty consistent. Don't miss a beat. So I pretty much knew I was pregnant right away. What happened was, first of all, let me say, was this a planned pregnancy? Did I go into this relationship saying like, oh yeah, I want to get knocked up right away? Nah, I think most people don't do that because we know that's probably not the smart thing to do. But I am of the thought that as a grown person or even a young person, you know, most of us know how babies are made, so when you don't take the necessary precautions to not have a baby, that's pretty much a planned pregnancy. So this baby is planned as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, a few months ago, I had my period, okay? I had my period, and I was already kind of curious at that point, like, am I pregnant? But I knew I wasn't because I had my period. And like, there's no mistake. And like, I know people like to say, well, you can have your period and still be pregnant. I don't think that applies to me. I would imagine that applies to women who have lighter cycles. But my cycle is like TMI murder scene, okay? So I know when I'm on my period. It was on time for when it was supposed to come. Like I said, my period is like clockwork, so I knew like, okay, this is a real period, so it's no way I'm pregnant. Child, when I tell you it was maybe a couple days later, my boobs start feeling really heavy and really sore. And I'm like, well, this is weird. I might be exaggerating. It may have been like 5 days later, something like that. Not long after my period at all. My boobs started to hurt. They felt heavy and they felt a little sore, but mostly just heavy, which does happen sometimes before my period. But because I had just gotten off my period, I knew that wasn't it. Like, there's no way I'm about to have a period back to back. So that was weird. But I'm also thinking there's no way I got pregnant that fast because my period just ended. I doubt I ovulated right after my period, right? I'm sure the women out there who had scares, you know, you start Googling all crazy because you're like, is this even possible? And you know, by my calculations, like, no, I couldn't have gotten pregnant that, like, I just got off my period. How would I, and then how would I have symptoms this early? Like, what is the likelihood of that? No, this is just some weird, me getting older, being in my 30s type thing. Like, no. So just to be on the safe side, I took a test. It was negative, which I wasn't surprised. And I'm like, even if I was pregnant, there's no way I would get a positive just a couple days after my period. Fast forward to about 5 days after my period, I started having cramps. And I don't even get cramps before my period. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. So yeah, not only am I still feeling some breast tenderness, but I'm cramping. So that was weird. And that had me thinking like, oh, I'm pregnant. That's gotta be it. And the cramps lasted for probably 3 hours. It lasted for some hours. And then it just went away. So I'm thinking like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. But I still don't really know, so there's still a little space for doubt there. And I'm still thinking like, I'm looking at my calendar all day, every day, like, how could I have possibly gotten pregnant right after my period? Like the math ain't mathing. So what I didn't consider within my math is that my cycle was actually shorter than it has ever been, probably in my life. Initially, you guys remember I did a vlog where I got vaccinated, like as soon as I came to Houston. So I got vaccinated. My first menstrual was like super, I already say I have a heavy period, but this was like outlandishly heavy, like to the point where at one point I bent over and it like, another TMI. Look, when I talk about pregnancy, it's gonna be a lot of TMI, so I'm gonna stop even giving disclaimers. But yeah, I bent over one day, and when I tell you blood just like shot out of me, that's not normal. So I was like, this has to be from the vaccine. So that made me a little nervous. But all my periods after that were normal. The only difference was they were all early. Like I kept having early periods, and I thought it was because of the vaccine. But when I look back at my calendar and I do the math, I realize I started working out. And I'm pretty sure that somehow weight training and strength training 5 days a week somehow led to me having a shorter cycle, and therefore probably pushed my ovulation up closer to my last period. So it makes sense that yes, I was pregnant, but still, and this is the point where I realized how much pregnancy can suck, because you have these symptoms and you kind of know, but you're not sure. And you have to wait. You have to wait like another 2 weeks to even know whether you're pregnant or not. And then like, you kind of put in your mind that, no, I'm not pregnant. There's no way I'm pregnant. So long story short, took another test. Probably, I did the first response where you can find out like 6 days before your missed period. But I still think I waited until like my period was due. Took the test. I didn't even look at it. I had my boyfriend look at it. We're gonna call him Big. So Big looked at it that morning, and he looked at me and he said, and I was like, no, it's not. And he was like, it's positive. It says yes. Sure enough, it said I was pregnant. I didn't know how to feel about it. Like, I wasn't like, I'm at the point to where like me having a child is not a huge deal. I have my own place. I'm grown, I'm like real grown. Like I'm not scared, I'm not afraid of raising a child. But like I said, we were very early in our relationship. So that was kind of scary because it's like we're still getting to know each other. I know I want kids, but it's like when you really get to the point where you actually are about to have one, it's like, wow, my life is about to change. And I don't even know how it's about to change. I think initially, like, my fear was like, I'm finally getting to the point where I'm kind of getting to know myself more, accepting myself, loving myself. Like I said, I've been more on that whole self-care kick. So just making it a point to like really live life, stop staying in the house so much. I want to travel more. I want to meet new people. I just want to, you know, live my life and build my business. And I was like well on my way with that, you know, getting in shape, eating healthier, and then boom, I got a baby on the way. And now I know a lot of my life, most of my life is just going to be focused on bringing this child up. And I think I had a little fear of like, am I going to lose myself in this? But then I just had to like, you know, change my thinking, like, no, like it's 100% possible for me to be a mom and still be myself, still live my life. Yes, it's going to be harder, especially since I'm not close to family. So it's not like I have any built-in babysitters or anything. But it was just a lot to think about. It all happened so fast. But I was pregnant, so it is what it is. I'm just going to rock with it. Surprise, guys, it's me looking like my usual bummy self. I am currently in here propped up on my pregnancy pillow editing this video that you guys are watching, and I realized that I was rambling just way too long. I didn't want to just like randomly end this video here, but I had to come on here and let you guys know that there is a part 2 that I'm posting on that same day as this one, so you can jump straight to that. And I'm going to talk all about my symptoms and how my pregnancy has been up to this point. One of my symptoms, by the way, is crusty lips. So if you see my lips peeling, don't judge me, y'all. I'm going through it, okay? I'm drinking my water. I don't know what's going on. But all right, until that video, peace.